And so officially, let me put up my slide deck over here. My name is Subhashish Acharya. I go by Subs, and I'm the founder of Project Starfish. On the screen, you're going to see a presentation from Project Starfish, and I'm going to take you through what this is all about, what Project Starfish does, etc., etc. And so just to give you an idea of what Project Starfish is and how it can help you as well. So first of all, Project Starfish is a platform. And as you see from the picture on the screen, this is about a bridge, basically the Golden Gate Bridge in California. And Project Starfish is the bridge to employment. So if you want to know what Project Starfish is a workforce development platform. And what it does is it creates employment for people with different disabilities. We are in several countries, we are completely virtual, and we are changing the game. So first of all, Project Starfish is an experiential workforce development program that creates opportunities for employment. The Project Starfish slide has a logo of a starfish, orange-colored starfish with kind of a white design inside. So let us understand a couple of problems. And the slide deck is the heading of the slide is the problem, which is perception does not equal reality. So the big question is, why is there so much unemployment, right? There's been decades that the disability community have not been given equal opportunities towards employment. Now, if you look at what the big challenge has been, you'll understand that the big challenge has been several things, but we will actually kind of focus on the most important aspects, which is contemporary skills, work experience. There are fewer opportunities, learn and earn kind of a program, having a business network, inclusiveness, perception, location can always be a challenge, and mobility. So these are the basic, kind of problems that people with disabilities face. And I'm going to show you how Project Starfish actually can solve all these problems. I'm going to talk about four very important things that people with disabilities who are looking for employment need to know. The first thing is contemporary skills. You see, the idea of a job is going away. It is more about somebody needs someone, and somebody can deliver value. Those days are kind of going away where people say, I need a job, I deserve a job. All those things don't really exist, just to let you know. What we are doing is we are kind of changing the game over here by creating demand and supply, and thus creating jobs. So first of all, the four important pieces that you need to know is, how can you get contemporary skills? And as you know, the industry is changing. So it has to be very different. Work experience is very, very critical. So what happens is that the industry needs workers who have this kind of a good work experience. And the big challenge has always been the work experience. If you don't get a job, how can you get a work experience? And if you don't get a job, you don't get work experience. And if you don't have work experience, you don't get a job. The third piece is the creation of opportunities. People can have skills, people can have work experience, but if people don't have the opportunities, it doesn't matter. So that is the reason we always quote Napoleon Bonaparte, who says, ability is nothing without opportunity. If you don't have the opportunity, you can be educated, you can have all the skills, you can have tremendous work experience, but it doesn't matter. So opportunities would be key. Business networking and inclusiveness are highly critical. And last part, as I said, is mobility, because people are at different locations. People have many people can't travel. What if we can work from home, right? So these are the different problems, and what we're going to do is we're going to solve them. But first of all, let's look at something very interesting. So we look at a social problem, and then we also look at a billion-dollar business problem. You see, on this slide, I've got two sections. On the left-hand side, it talks about a social problem for people with disabilities of 70 to 80% people are unemployed. And on the other hand, on the right-hand side, there's a huge business problem. Small businesses, emerging businesses, 80% of them fail to generate revenue. Now, let's quickly talk about what we won't spend much time over here, but one of the biggest challenges that we will talk about is that while it is very difficult for people with disabilities to learn contemporary skills, there is really no platform where people can actually go through experiential learning so they can gather work experience, right? There's hardly a platform where you can, create that business engagement. There is really no platform which can create these serial opportunities. So, and the last point, as we talked about, who you know matters more than what you know. Till date, there is no platform. The only platform, as I know of, is Project Starfish. Now, let's look at the business problem as well. Businesses, small businesses, there's 100 million of these businesses all around the world. The problem with these small businesses is the fact they do not have enough resources to generate money. They don't. So it's like the biggest challenge is that they are not being able to get the resources to help them. Think of a business like a person who's in a boat in the sea or on the sea. The result is that this person is, doing everything that the person can to run the business. The person needs to do social media, the person needs to do sales, the person needs to do lead generation, call their customers, do customer service, manufacture the product, do project management, reach out to customers. It is huge. Huge. So the question is, if there is such a problem, many of these businesses are going to be sinking. They are not going to be surviving at all. Now, we realize that these businesses fail because most of the time, 80% of the time, these businesses are trying to find out where to find the customers, what to do with the customers, and they are only engaging with the customers 20% of the time. That is the biggest challenge. So, what we are doing is, think of this. We have got two sides over here, small businesses, and on the other hand, we've got people with disabilities, right? Small businesses need resources. They do not have a lot of money, they have a little bit of money. On the other hand, people with disabilities are looking for opportunities. If we can teach them the skills, if we can provide them the opportunities, if we can give them the work experience, what if we can make both sides work together? That is the basis of Project Starfish, and I think that is where Project Starfish becomes a completely game changer in the whole world, where we give people the opportunity to learn, to work, to earn, feel proud, feel good. and create opportunities so they can be employed. The picture on the screen is actually the cockpit of a plane, but it actually is not. It is basically a kind of a video game where as if you are sitting in the cockpit and as if you're running the plane. It is called a flight simulator. What a flight simulator does is that before you actually, run an airplane, you've got to be really good with the flight simulator. And that is exactly what Project Starfish is. We give you that experience. It's an experiential platform. You learn by doing. And the result is simple. Just like the pilot succeeds with the help of doing a flight simulator or working on a flight simulator, similarly, you also succeed at Project Starfish by learning and doing and acquiring the experience. We will absolutely go deeper, but this is how we think of Project Starfish globally. So on the right side, you're going to see, you're going to basically see two pieces. One piece on the right is the small businesses. For people who can see this presentation, for the people who have come up over here, these are the different people with disabilities anywhere all over the world. What Project Starfish does is that we train people virtually. Now, training people virtually has great advantages. You don't have to travel. You just use modern technology like Skype or Google Hangouts, etc., or call a phone line, which is available free in 40 countries, and you're connected. So there is no way you need to travel to learn. It's a modern world. Let's use modern technologies. Now, as we train you, we will talk about the program in detail. Then what we do is we do a lot of business case studies with small businesses all over the world. We bring these small businesses, and what we do is we talk about problems. And as we talk about problems, most of these businesses understand that people with disabilities, have talent, they have the ability, and so why not work with them, all right? And that is where we become 100% inclusive. 100% inclusive. That is what Project Starfish is. No other model actually has the 100% inclusiveness. Now, what we do is we also find you, we train you virtually, but we also engage you and engage you with these businesses, and we manage the whole process so that you're learning, you're able to create business impact, you're able to make money, and that is what the whole training is all about. Now, what we do is we engage you, we empower you, we create those opportunities, and we create this platform. On this platform, what we do is, as I said, it's 100% experiential, it's 100% virtual, and you work from home. Your office is the best place on earth, that is your home. Is there a need to travel? If the customer wants you to travel, sure. Now, who do we cater to? We cater to people with disabilities, including blindness or any other kind of physical disabilities. We cater to women, or single parents. We cater to students, veterans, and youth. Now, why are these 4 or 5 categories of people important? Because they are the future of any country and any economy. These are the people who are important. They are looking for opportunities. Unfortunately, they don't get it. Project Starfish changes the game with this model. There's hundreds of millions of businesses worldwide. Think of them working with at least one person from our organization. It can change the whole unemployment scenario. So let us talk about opportunities, right? And opportunities are the most important part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a different screen. I would like you to take a look at it, and I'm going to speak in 3 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds, because I really want you to look at the screen over here, and I'm going to describe it. So many of you know that the world is changing, right? And if we can prepare ourselves for this changing world, it can create a lot of good things for us. So, in the next couple of years to come, data is the new oil. So, we've got two slides over here. Sorry, two pictures over here on this slide. On the right-hand side is it says data is the new oil. We need to find it, extract it, refine it, distribute it, and monetize it. On the left side shows the network of people in Project Starfish globally. So what we are doing is we are in the data business. So think of this. A company has a big marketing intelligence project. Today, people who are blind or visually impaired use technology which makes them amazing researchers through Google and other websites. And other websites are slowly becoming accessible as well. What if we can take a big project and we can take this data or analysis project and slice it or break it up into small parts, and we can take these small parts and give it to professionals with a disability or veterans or single women, for example, or youth across the whole world, and everybody does their little bit. And what we do is we collect all the intelligence that people create, integrate that together, that is, stitch it together, and then give it to a customer. Now think of this. If we can do it, it's going to be marvelous, right? Or we can basically say, think of this as if we are a lead generation engine. Millions of businesses basically need that lead generation. So how do we create lead generation? By hundreds and thousands of professionals with disabilities all over the world doing a little bit of work, but they're doing it together, so the whole system is very fast. And that is where the Project Starfish model will always succeed if anybody wants to create their own employment. And as the system becomes fast, we can do more with less time. There's no organization that does this today. And we can be a powerhouse of intelligent lead generation, business research, etc., etc. You don't have to, you may be speaking a different language, doesn't matter. As long as you can understand, you're intelligent, you have a great attitude, do not worry. We will train you how to do so. Think of this. Small businesses need more than just this. What if we can be a complete sales force for small businesses worldwide? So think of today, somebody in the U.S. is working as an interviewer for people in Australia. Possible? Well, it sounds a little crazy. It is not. We have done it. We have worked with Harvard University, for example. Let me see if I can show you folks some of the stuff that we have done. So go to Google and you can put Project Starfish Harvard, for example, which is Harvard University, and you can find out that we have actually worked with Harvard University over here, and this is the press release. This is the world's first time that people, blind professionals at Project Starfish or anywhere in the world, have actually worked with Harvard University, innovation labs. We have, when we're talking about Australia, for example, just type Project Starfish and type Enabled Employment Australia, and you'll be able to see that there is a press release on the newspaper, and it says Project Starfish and Enabled Employment joins forces And guess what? We have 5 people working with them. There are people out there's only one person in Australia, but the rest of the people are all based out in the US. So being virtual opens a completely different world. And that is the reason we are a game changer. This is how we are making a lot of difference. Now think of this. Today, wherever you are, doesn't matter. If you're in the virtual world, the whole world is yours. Wherever you go, you can find business in the virtual world. All businesses are virtual. So that gives you opportunities. When you're virtual, you don't have to see somebody. And the business doesn't have to know who you are, whether you are somebody who is LGBT or somebody who's blind or somebody who's a war veteran and his face is completely disfigured and he would have never had got an interview, doesn't matter. So whether in the virtual world we are away from perception problems, we are completely done with perception problems. It's completely business impact, completely business opportunities. So nobody needs to know whether you are LGBT, whether what's your gender, what's your race, what's your religion, what's your social status. Doesn't matter. You don't need to. You don't need to wear a phenomenal suit or a jacket to go and give an interview. You can just interview through the phones. And everything works through the phone and the internet by using technology. And we have done this. We exist in 10, 11, 12 countries. And when we work with customers, the customer is amazed that there are people from all different parts of the world. When customers get on a call with us, they are amazed at the professionalism of our people. They are absolutely amazed at what kind of people we have at Project Starfish. More than that, people believe that this is exactly what they were looking for. Now, I'm going to end this call by telling you what we do, what is our complete training program. Okay, so what you see is a PDF file, and this is something that we can always give to you, but it is good if you can go through what we do in this workforce development program. So at Project Starfish, what we do is, first of all, you go through experiential learning, learning by doing, mentoring. This is a complete inclusive environment. You have to do a lot of role play as well, which means we create goals for you, and you have to enact those roles so you can gather that work experience. You have to do a lot of business case studies. You have to work as teams, so you're part of the office culture. And as I said, you create your own future over here. So, first thing is we're going to interview you. The interview process is not about your educational background or your experience. Project Starfish is an equal opportunity platform, which means it is for anyone with the right attitude. We do not take complainers. We do not take people who do not believe in supporting the community or working together. We believe that we are all part of the same team, whether you are rich, poor, whether you're from one country or a poor one, doesn't matter. You're all equal in the virtual world. It is 100% inclusive, as I said, and everybody gets access to the same training. We're going to set your goals. We're going to teach you how to communicate well. We will ensure that you're working with businesses. You're going to be role-playing your goals and the person that you want to be. You're going to be heavily doing business networking. You're going to be building your resume, interviewing, and handling objections. Either you get employed or you're going to be self-employed. So either way, I have told you, you can go through this whole document that I have on the screen. It is completely accessible. What you need to do is, I want to end this call by saying that Project Starfish is completely changing the game. So which basically means on the screen you're going to say, what is the difference? The difference is training. We train you. We give you the opportunities so you can be employable. Now, how do you reach out to us? This is nearly the second last slide, called the penultimate slide. The first thing is, wherever you are, you got to know what our website is. Our website is www.pstarfish.org. So that is PSTARFISH.org. If you want to reach out to us, send us your resume, and you can email hr@pstarfish.org. So again, it is hr@pstarfish.org. HR actually stands for Human Resources. And by the way, although I'm based in US, our Human Resources Manager is based out in Australia. If you want to call me, sure. I'm based out in the US. My name is Subhashish Acharya. I go by Subs. My phone number is +1, which is the US international code. Then you can dial the 10-digit number, which is 508-395-6379. Again, guys, thank you very much for watching this presentation. This Project Starfish, as I told you, we completely believe in work experience. We completely believe in changing the unemployment that has been existing for decades. We are all about creating opportunities. And remember, experience is the only teacher. An evolving world needs a completely different experience to sustain. Sometimes old models just need to be eliminated entirely, which means whatever you have learned needs to be taken off completely. And that is exactly what Project Starfish is. We are the world's first global virtual workforce development platform, and we are the best. We have 70 to 80% of our folks, they have done at least one project. They have at least made money. Many of our members have left the organization and got a job. There are many members who have stayed with us because they want to grow Project Starfish. We are a passionate organization. We welcome everybody, but remember, we only select our people with right attitude. If you have the passion, if you have the ability, if you're willing to learn, we welcome you with open arms. Thank you very much. Again, I'm going to be signing off. Everybody, I'm hoping that this video gives you a lot more information than you knew about us. So if you need anything else, give me a shout back at the emails that I've talked about, and let's go and solve this problem. Okay? Thank you, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to anybody who is watching this. This is Subhashish Acharya. I'm the founder of Project Starfish. Give me a shout if you whenever you want to. Take care, guys. Bye.